Who loves the cock now? I'm making a YouTube video.
Who loves the cock now?
Yeah.
You still love the cock.
Nope.
It's not even a choice.
Yeah, it is.
You still love the cock.
But anyways,
She loves it.
I was on Tumblr for the past 2 nights. And I noticed that everyone is upset about this Ferguson business, and I'm about to make you even more upset.
Yeah, you want to know how not to get shot to get up by the cops? Don't piss them off.
Cops are like everybody else. They get angry. I'm not sympathizing with someone who may or may not have been wrong. But you can't assume that the person on your race card was right. If I had been there, I could accurately give my accounts, my, opinion of what happened, but I wasn't there. And chances are, all of the millions of people on the internet, neither were you. Black or white, you weren't there. You don't know what happened, you don't know who was armed and who wasn't, and you don't know what the kid did.
Even the eyewitnesses don't know what the fuck happened because they do 300 accounts each.
Yeah. And also, did evidence not, or did it, prove that the kid was in fact attempting to grab the cop's gun and therefore brought all this shit on himself?
And severely beat the cop about the head and face.
There were pictures of the cop. The pictures of the cop's injuries were not that of someone who I would have thought got beat up. He didn't have any black and blue marks.
A lot of people don't bruise. I don't bruise.
I don't bruise either, so that is a good point.
But he had a fractured jaw.
He did? It didn't look like he did in the picture.
Well, you're not. It's a fracture, not a break.
Well, wouldn't it at least be black and blue or hemorrhaging or something? I don't know if you can hear what my boyfriend's saying, but he had a fractured eye socket and fractured jaw and stuff. I feel like everything needs to stop being about race. You want justice, but yet everything that goes wrong you make about race. This is to the people on Tumblr that keep making everything about race. I try not to do that, and I'm not being racist. You're going to say that because I'm white. You're going to say that I'm saying that I'm not because I'm white. But that's not it at all. It's honestly because I'm sick of seeing everybody make everything about race, and I'm trying to avoid that myself. So if you tell me that I'm racist, thank you, because that just proves that you're fucking retarded. And I know who to block.
I am friends with several people who are persons of color.
I'm friends with people that are persons of color, and it doesn't bother me that they're darker than me, or that they're lighter than me, or that whatever. But it's just, people need to stop, because you want racism to go away, but yet everything becomes an issue of race. And some of you are going, by saying an understood you, that everyone understands you're referring to people of color. Yes, I am referring to people of color. But I'm only referring to those people of color that do make everything about race, because I know not all of you do. Just like the white people that make everything about race. Not all of us do that. Just like us fat bitches that don't make everything about weight. I don't do that. Not all of us do, but a lot of fat bitches get credit for that. And I would just really appreciate it if all of you would calm your tits, stop and think. And we all bleed red. That, most importantly. My boyfriend would know. He was a combat vet. So, enjoy your stay in pity party hell. Enjoy your stay in, I've got to make this about race somehow. But know that as long as you're doing that, you don't deserve any respect. Because you are playing the victim and the entitled victim, and you think that that deserves more attention than the actual question of who did what wrong. And, because let's switch places here. Let's say that the officer was a person of color. and that the guy that I don't get the names right, and I apologize for that. That the teen was a 6 foot something, 200 something pound white kid. Now, would you automatically be in favor of the officer because he was black? Would anything that officer did be some kind of he can do no wrong situation because he was black? For some of you, you just answered those questions yes. Because of your stance on the current situation. In my opinion, everyone's referring to the guy as a teen. And teen is meant to be translated into he was just a child. In your mind, maybe he was. But to me, somebody who is big enough to do damage, and knows they are big enough to do damage, and reaches for a cop's sidearm, that cop has every single right to defend himself. Not because he's an officer, not because he's white, because he's a person, and his personal space is being invaded, and he has every right to defend himself. Some of you are going, but he didn't have to shoot the guy. Maybe he didn't. But, because of his training to being a police officer, he did. Because they are trained to use deadly force where they feel is needed. Cops get to make judgment calls. That is the truth. But so do you on a daily basis. You get to walk around and look at someone's clothes and say, oh, I'm judging you because you're wearing purple with plaid. You know what I mean? Like, you get... It's not as heavy of a decision, but everybody on a daily basis makes judgment calls. And I'm guessing if you were in that officer's shoes, and a large person came at you trying to take your gun, and I'm saying if this person was white, or black, or Hispanic, or green, or purple, or yellow, and they seemed like they were out to do you bodily harm, and you had a way of preventing it, you would prevent it. You would make that judgment call, and you would try and save at least one person. Also, if you were trained like a cop is to use deadly force, the outcome would probably be no different. Also, allow me to address the fact that this teen's family has said that they don't want all this rioting, they don't want all this bullshit, they just want peace for him after he's, after what's already happened. And regardless of the jury's decision, regardless of whether he was seen as guilty or innocent, at least they should be granted the peace and dignity after their son was killed. Regardless of what your opinion is, and regardless of what side you're taking and what stance you're taking, you should at least respect those wishes. But a lot of you aren't, and you're rioting, and you're looting, and you're burning places down because you think that it brings the right kind of attention, and I'm here to tell you that it doesn't. Regardless of if you are white, or black, or whatever, you are bringing the wrong kind of attention to Ferguson. I'm not part of Ferguson, I've never been there myself. But if it happened in my area, I would be saying the exact same thing. And this video is going on 9 minutes. And I'm sorry for getting so serious. The people that normally watch my channel that didn't expect me to get all serious, but I did. So I hope that my point has been reached. And I hope that you all realize that I'm not trying to be racist or make it all about whitey, like some of you on Tumblr always fucking say. Goodbye, and good day, or good night to you, Space Cadets.